episode of Mindful Minute. I'm Gabby, and today I wanted to kind of dive in a bit more to that phrase that I've been telling you guys so much about since the beginning of this podcast and since the beginning of 2021. Before we dive into that, though, I do want to tell you guys that, things have been a little bit busy over here lately just because of school and some projects that I'm working on, but I am back and I'm going to be uploading some more episodes for you guys as much as I can. So I have been doing this blog post. I'm a contributor for a magazine that I was actually featured on last year, back in June, and I became a contributor for that magazine, and it was really great because I get to talk a lot about self-care and mental health, and a lot of people are probably wondering, like, why is talking so much about mental health such an important topic? And I think it's because there are so many people that don't want to talk about mental health, don't want to share their experiences with, whatever they've gone through, whether that's depression or anxiety or both, or PTSD, or, just all of the things that other people may be experiencing. So I think that for me, sharing my experiences has given me the chance to just give everyone that comes across my content advice, but it also it makes me feel happy because it lets me know that there's people out there that actually care a lot about these topics and actually want to learn more about how to create better lifestyles for themselves, how to, prevent themselves from a lot of the toxic things that we as humans do to ourselves. So I recently did a post where I spoke about, taking back control of your life. And that's the topic for today's episode because it really resonated with a lot of people. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I've been thinking a lot about it, and it's something that, again, the whole create your own happiness thing, that kind of all falls into the same category. So I think you guys should write some of these notes down that I'm going to tell you, so just so that you can have them for yourselves. And of course you can always come back and replay these episodes if there's anything that you've ever missed. So the first thing I will say is that, I've always been the type of person growing up, especially as a teenager, and I've always been that person that listened to everybody else's advice. And there were certain pieces of advice that I was like, okay, this really is something that stood out to me, but there were also some pieces of advice that I was just like, no, like, that's not me, and so the reason why I think taking back control of your own life is such a big thing is because so often, so many of us allow other people to make our own decisions for us. We allow people to, kind of step in and choose what we should be doing for ourselves. When in reality, that's not the case. In reality, we are the ones that truthfully, we know what we want. We know what we need. We know our own goals, our own desires, our own dreams. We have our own decisions to make. We have our own choices. And I think that when you allow other people to make those decisions for you, you're kind of telling yourself, like, you are not capable of this thing. When truthfully, you are capable. You're more than capable of speaking up and saying, hey, I don't agree with this, or this is my idea, this is my goal, and really making those things kind of come into reality. So I've always been that person, especially as a teenager. I've always kind of let other people lead the way. I've always let other people say no or yes to this, or, whatever. When I really knew in the back of my mind, I was like, that's not who I am. Growing up, I was always such an independent person, and obviously I've always asked for help when I needed it, and I have such an amazing family that's supportive, but at the same time, I've always been an independent person. And I think for me, the reason why now it really kind of hit me the most is because I realized that as a teenager, I could have made choices that maybe could have been a little bit different, and none of them were like terrible choices, but there were definitely choices that I felt like I could have changed and I could have made better for myself, but I didn't, and I didn't want to. In a way, I guess that could be, what I guess I could say that was the thing. So I think that right now, for me, especially as a senior in college, I feel like I've realized how capable I am of being able to speak out for myself, to be able to advocate for myself. That's the biggest thing that college has really taught me. And I've learned that before college, but I think that I really had to utilize those skills in college. And so for me, now I see how speaking out and using my own voice is such an important thing, and it's such a crucial thing for me to be able to do. And for everybody else, using your voice to speak up and speak out about the things that you need and the things that you want in your own life, the things that you those dreams that you have, and really being able to share those things with people, or just speaking out when you don't feel like something is going the way that you want it to. So I think that being authentic is the big thing, right? Like, how do we be authentic and be our true, authentic, and genuine selves? And I think that when we take back the control that we've given to other people in our lives, we take back that, that constant, hey, let me take care of this thing for you. When we take those things back and we say, you know what, no, like, thank you so much for your help. Thank you for, trying to assist me in this thing, but I think that I need to learn how to figure it out for myself. And I think that's something that my family has learned a lot about me over the past few years, is that whenever I would rebel, it wasn't because I was trying to be rude, it wasn't because I was trying to be disrespectful, and I never rebelled in like a very teenager type of way, but I did rebel in my words and my, I would go against like what some of my family members would say, and I think that they started to realize, like, I am the one that's in control of my dreams, and I'm the one that has the right to say whether or not I agree with something, or whether or not, I really don't like the idea, or, someone's specific, someone's specific idea. So, excuse me. So I think that those things for yourself are super, super important. And when you start to take back that control, you start to see like, whoa, I really am capable of, utilizing my, just the skills that I have, but also using my voice to not just tell people that maybe the ones kind of making my decisions, but to tell the other, tell the rest of the world, like, hey, it's okay to use your voice. It's okay to speak up and speak out about things that you think are important, the things that you really value. And that's a big part of the reason why I made this podcast in college, a big part of the reason why I started my YouTube channel, and a big part of the reason why I just constantly talk about these topics, because it is so important. And I find that there's a lot of people that, really, really resonate with the things that I write for my blog posts. There's a lot of people that I feel have been able to maybe benefit from me talking about mental health and sharing my experiences with my own struggles and what that's been like for me. So I think that this is such an important topic for you all, and just for myself as well, to really notice and start realizing in our, in just what we do, and saying like, if I let this person, make this decision for me, if I let this person kind of, choose and advocate on my behalf, what is that, how is that going to help me in the long run? And so those are the things that I've really been trying to notice more of and just pay attention to. And I will see if there's a way for me to link the blog post here to the podcast. But like I said, if you guys want to see more videos and really kind of get to know me a little bit better, learn more about my own journey with my disability, and learn more about my self-care journeys, my YouTube is linked here to my podcast. So be sure to head on over there, click subscribe to this podcast if you guys haven't already, so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. And just keep on practicing your self-care routines and keep on using your voice to make a change in this world. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.